That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The transfer window has closed. Let's take a look at what Coventry City did business-wise in the past week or so with all of the departures and the arrivals. Let me know down in the comments if you are happy or you are sad with this. We are going to first talk about what has already happened. We are going to talk about what happens in the next hour, as I expect one or two more things to happen. Let's get into it right now. Right now, we just have departures to talk about. But if you don't know who I am, my name's Jonah Fatcat. I make EFL Championship content. Subscribe below if you want to. If you don't, then piss off. But yeah, here we go. And of course, just as I mentioned in this window, we know that Jamie Patterson completed a move to Plymouth Argyle earlier this summer. And also on top of that, Lewis Binks went to Brøndby. The first departure, and this one is just a loan, is Norman Bassette back to League 2. Now he's returning back to the club named Reims, R-E-I-M-S. I'm not exactly sure on the pronunciation. So he's going to return there for the season on loan. But I think we can all agree that this was mutually beneficial for us, for Norman, and for the club that he is going to. He can get a chance to play consistent football. It will be good for him. It seemed that he had fallen out of favor with Frank Lampard, really on the pecking list. He was probably sitting at, maybe number 3 behind Haji Wright, BTA, Ellis Sims. Realistically, probably number 4. And we don't exactly know what happened behind the scenes, but he is off on loan. He will be back next season, most likely, and we shall see, depending on, how things play out this year with our strikers, how he performs. Whatever was going on behind the scenes can be sorted out. Reims are currently sitting 5th in the League 2 table. They've scored 4 goals in 4 matches, so hey, maybe there's a pathway for him to go in there and get some consistent playing time, so good luck to him. The next player that departed in this window, and this is the first, and right now the only full sale, is Ben Sheaf. Now, I know this one is definitely very emotional for many people. The fee is agreed at £6.5 million. We are not aware if there are any add-ons. 27-year-old Ben Sheaf. He is wet and he has signed a 3-year deal. Let's be completely honest here. First off, I would like to mention that he does look like a high school bully wearing that jacket. Anyways, best of luck to Ben Sheaf. I did not personally see him at his best, but from what I've seen via highlight and from what I've heard from fellow fans, he was at the top of the league at one point, especially during that FA Cup run. I had just seen some of, the long balls that he played to Gyökeres when he was fit, and really just the way that he commanded the pitch and just solidified that defense for the club. Really, really impactful player. Did not necessarily work out once he had worked his way up to captainship. Obviously, that is because of injuries. And, I think we all wish that this story could have been written a little bit differently after, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successful seasons, 145 appearances, not including his loan season for Coventry. You got to wish him the best. Wrexham are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to go and they're going to spend probably a little bit more than what people are technically valued at for championship established players. You can't be too mad at this one. Emotionally, I understand why you can be upset. Financially, this is the model. This is going to be beneficial for us. This is going to be beneficial for them if he can stay healthy. Really, he was going into his last year, so to get 6.5, almost £7 million for Ben Sheaf, you gotta just close your eyes and accept it. So best of luck to Ben Sheaf. And I'm not sure if anyone is aware of this yet, but on Halloween this year, we are playing Wrexham. Probably guaranteed he's going to score against us if he's healthy. Also, keep an eye out. I'm going to do a Halloween live stream watch along. And just one more ode to him. I mean, the quality's poor, but just look at this ball he put into Gyökeres. That is absolutely unbelievable. If he can get back to the form that he was in, it is going to be a great signing for Wrexham. I think either way, it's good for us as well. But man, oh man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, number 3. Now, this one is a loan deal here. This is Justin Obikwu. He is joining Lincoln City, League 1 side, on a loan for this season. Does not seem that there is an obligation to buy. We're going to let him go out. We're going to let him get some playing time and see what happens. So best of luck to him. Let's take a look at what he's done in his career. So Justin Obikwu is a very tall, about 6'4", Trinidadian 21-year-old striker. Spent some time with the youth academy. He was out on loan for the past 2 seasons at Grimsby Town in League 2. I'm sure they were gutted they could not get a deal to go through. Very solid season for him last year. He had 7 goals in 19 appearances. He's very young, he's tall, and it definitely looks like there could be some potential there. So you're very happy to see him make a move up from League 2 to League 1 with Lincoln City. So here's the official article from Lincoln City. So forward, Obikwu bolsters Imp's front line. This guy is a unit. I'm rooting for him. I just remember seeing on all the Instagram posts and the videos of them walking in pre-match, who in the world is this absolute unit? So I hope he can go down to League One and just bully some players and then jump back into the team next season. Just an update for y'all. We have 17 minutes until the window closes, so I'm just waiting to finish this video because I'm praying that we can get maybe Wolfenden through the door or maybe someone special, but just to cover, even though we all know this summer we signed Carl Rushworth on loan from Brighton, Kane Kessler-Hayden from Aston Villa, who was previously on loan at Preston North End, and Miguel Angel Brau from Granada in La Liga 2. That is just a recap because I don't know what else to say. Please sign a player. Come on, please. Please, man, please. Anyways, all right, it's 7:19 p.m. I'm getting very close to calling it, but I'm not going to go and upload this video because I do still feel like someone is going to come through the door. Say it were to end right now, let's just go over the business that has been done. I failed to mention it all in this video that we purchased the CBS. That was probably the biggest signing we could have made this entire window, this entire year, quite frankly. That is going to set this club up for years and generations upon generations as long as things keep going smooth sailing with, you know, the vendors that are in the CBS. So that's positive. On top of that, we did not lose any of our key players. We all thought that Milan was going. We thought it was a shoe-in, especially when Kane Kessler-Hayden signed. On top of that, we kept Radoni, we kept Haji Ray, we kept our core, so there's no question that the starting 11 is a top 6/promotion team. Question is, can the bench do enough when they need to be called upon to get us over the line? And I mean in the sense of coming on late in games, if and when players get injured. Are our bench players good enough to keep us at that baseline of playoffs and push for what we think we deserve, which is automatics? Right now, I don't think so, if I'll be completely honest with you. There aren't a ton of opportunities for our backups to get that game time that they need. We are out of the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup starts in a few weeks, I believe. So hopefully we can keep battering teams in the league to let those guys get a chance. This is a long season. Yes, there are a ton of games. I don't think it's worth the risk of trying to rotate these players in when, you know, you need to average 2 points a game in order to make it to where we expect automatic promotion to be at the end of the year. It's gotten to a point with Cov where you have to be pushing for automatic. If you don't think that we should be pushing for automatic or we can't, that's just a small club mentality. This is a good enough team to make it to the Premier League. Yes, if we make it to the Premier League, there'll be 10 different players brought in, but right now, this is a team that can get us out of the championship, specifically that starting 11. So the question is, can the guys behind them step up and do what they are called upon to do if and when they need to be sprung into action? Because it's only a matter of time. So I'm not going to go ahead and finalize this video. I'm still thinking it's 7:22 right now. I still think 1 or 2 more are going to get through the door. If the Ipswich center back Wolfenden does not sign, I will be absolutely shocked. That is it. So nothing, no inbound players today. Maybe something will get announced tomorrow overnight. Allegedly, Luke Wolfenden was completing his medical, I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, with Cov this morning after a £4 million fee was agreed. We know that he wanted his way out. We needed a center back. It seemed like a match made in heaven. Ipswich fans were fuming on the internet, but right now it has gone crickets, maybe, and hopefully I'm jinxing it by calling this here, and the second that I click upload, you will have seen that it went through. If that is the case, that's great. And I hope that I played a part in that, even though I absolutely didn't. But if you made it to the end, we will definitely debrief if and when something else happens tomorrow. But I'm just going to call this here so we know that we had 2 loanees go out today and we had 1 departure of our captain. So thanks again, Ben Sheaf. If you made it to the end, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below if you're happy or sad with it. But do just remember the fact that we did purchase the stadium. Maybe I'll be more angry tomorrow, but I'm a bit content with the fact we didn't lose anyone big. If we did lose someone big and then we didn't bring anyone in, I'd be fuming. Ben Sheaf didn't necessarily seem to fit into the puzzle right now. Maybe down the line he could have. But for someone that was probably going to sit on the bench for at least a little bit until he was needed to be called in due to injury or anything else, you take the money for it. So thanks again. All right. I'm disappointed. Peace out.